One of the sad things about Saints Row is that it's constantly being compared to Grand Theft Auto, and we all know that GTA was the best of its kind. The original Saints Row came around August of 2006, and while the game was very good, it had that been there, done that, and that Me Too feeling. Somewhat looking like GTA 3, but with better hair gel. Now, Saints Row 2 is on the loose, and its counterpart GTA 4 has been out for some months now. So let's see if the game is really good when compared to both the king of theft and autos on a grand scale and by itself. Now, the original Saints Run leaves you with more of a Halo-esque ending, or Halo-esque 2 ending. Troy is really an undercover cop, Lynn is dead, killed by the Rollers. No one really tells you exactly what happened to Dex. Julius, the original leader of the Saints, is seen running away from the boat where you're supposed to go rescue him, and Johnny Gat is hurt really bad and arrested. And the boat that Julius was supposed to be on, that you're supposed to rescue him on, yeah, that blows up, leaving you with nothing more than just a radio newscast of what just happened, and you're presumably dead. Now, Saints Row 2 starts about 5 years after that, 5 or so years after that. You start off in a coma, just waking up to find out that you're pretty much waking up to be charged with multiple murders, including that of the death of Gat's girlfriend, Aisha. You're greeted by Carlos, who leads you out, and you're pretty much set on your old quest to revive the Saints. In order to do that, however, you still need to deal with the rival gangs in Stillwater. The Sons of Sanin, a drug trafficking gang who wears green, Ronin, a motorcycle samurais who deal with gambling and prostitution and wears the colors yellow and black, and then there's the Brotherhood, a group who deals in violent crimes and extortion and wears the colors red. Then you have Altor, which is like a double negative right there. They're ones who don't really deal with any of them, but do deal with all of you. It's really funny. Basically, the company came about and pretty much redid Stillwater. Stillwater was somewhat of a rundown place where the original world was kind of eh. Now they make it to like this whole metropolis. That being said, too, Saints Row 2 takes you on a which way version of the storyline, like the original. You choose which missions that you want to take. You can do one gang at a time or just take them all on. I advise taking one gang at a time because that's the easiest way to do things.
You're shitting me.
Come see for yourself.
How long has it been?
Years. I stopped keeping track a while ago.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Time flies when you're watching someone breathe through a tube.
How's the family?
My wife's cheating on me with an Altor exec, and my daughter sits in her room listening to Aisha albums all day.
Oh, for a dead woman, she sure releases a lot of records.
We're not breaking any walls here at graphics. They're pretty much this generation graphics that you expect from any game on Xbox 360 or PS3. Gritty explosion and harsh dark smoke from beat up cars make for a good sight as well. As real-time damage on the cars as well, real-time damage on motorbikes, on any vehicle. And speaking of vehicles, you can always go ahead and customize just about everything in Saints Row 2 when it comes to the vehicles. Just go to your local rim jobs. As in the original game, players can also customize their appearance, and now you can customize it to even a greater degree. The players is now given the option of customizing their characters' age and weight, as well as their voice, walk, fighting style, taunts, and facial expressions. The audio in this game is top-notch. An all-star cast brings the game to life, like Michael Dorn as Meryl and Jennifer Presley as Jessica, as well as some returning stars such as Michael Rappaport and Shai Smith. However, one of my favorite newcomers to the game is Shandi. She's voiced by the sexy Elizabeth Thuku. She's better known for her roles as Faith on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. Not only do you hear random shtick from the streets of Stillwater, the people on the streets of Stillwater, but you also hear comments after certain missions. It gives you a feel of notoriety. For example, you say you kill someone, and I don't want to give too much the story away, but say you kill someone, and then you'll be walking down the street, and someone will say, me and that person was friends, and we were going to be good friends, and then you just screwed it up by killing her. And it's a fantastic thing to hear. The music of the game is very well done. When you first get into the game, and the artists that you actually hear, such as like featuring artists such as Neo and 50 Cent, you hear on the main screen, the main menu screen, as well as you get also other genres too, as rock and easy listening. However, the problem is that there's not enough of the songs, so you kind of start hearing the songs constantly back and forth. You eventually decide that, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and play this game with the radio off. Gameplay is very tight. driving drives as well as you expect it to. Motorbikes are faster, but handles not for newbies. Cars are balanced out, and the air and water vehicles handle very nicely and are very easy to get a handle of. Also, cruise control system has been introduced into the vehicles of the game, which really do help when you're doing certain drive-by missions. Combat in Stillwater offers additional features which are not seen in the original Saints Row. Players can still walk, run, climb, jump, and all that, but the way they engage the hand-to-hand is very different. First of all, let's talk about the hand-to-hand one. First of all, the hand-to-hand works like this. If you hit them with a 3 combo, you get a bonus damage with a final combo. And the final combo depends on another good thing about Saints Row, is that you're able to not customize, I shouldn't say customize, but you're able to change which fighting style you do by going to your local plastic surgeon. Now, why you need to go to a plastic surgeon in order to learn your fighting style, I have no idea. That doesn't make any sense to me. However, that's just the case. You have the brawler style, then every time you get halfway through a story arc, you actually get that story arc's fighting style. So that's actually pretty cool to do. Another thing it does is the shooting. The shooting actually works pretty well here too. First of all, you have the regular shooting that you have in most games. Another thing is that what happens is that once you hit the R trigger, mind you, I'm speaking on 360, but once you hit the R trigger, I'm sorry, the R analog stick. Once you click that, you jump from regular shooting to more of a different third-person shooter. So they have two different types of third-person shooting in the game. It's actually, I'm saying it wrong, but it's actually really nice. Let me give you an example. First of all, it runs at your shoots like any regular game does, and then as soon as you click that button, it goes into a Resident Evil 4-ish shooting style, which is very good. You also have plenty of weapons to run to use within the game. Like I said before, very, very cool. Multiplayer is also fun too. You make a brand new character different from the game, and you take him on. You pretty much throw him into the fray against other players with different styles of gameplay. However, that being said, there isn't a lot of game modes here. But what they do offer is actually pretty fun, and the co-op is very, very well done. It doesn't throw you anything by surprises, and it doesn't give you any surprises. The only thing that I don't like about the game is about co-op is that you don't see the second player in the cutscenes, which you kind of didn't really expect to see them in the first place, to be honest with you. Also, I would have liked to have seen a multiplayer sandbox mode. That would have been nice, that you can drive and pretty much do whatever you want with more than just 2 people. That would have been very nice. Another thing I want to mention is that in these games, sometimes the game mode changes. You start with shooting, and then you're driving, and you're walking, you're running, you're doing whatever, and sometimes the game mode changes up on you. Now, a lot of times in these games, they really don't, but in this one, it finally does. And one best example of this is during the Ronin campaign. Now, you pick up a sword, and you enter what I call sword duel mode, which basically allows you have to time your hits just right to parry another person's attack and take them out. It happens like twice in the game, but it's very, very well done. It's a lot of fun. Saints Row 2 is really, really good. The people who created Saints Row 2 may not say this, but in my eyes, Saints Row 2 is about creating a powerful, over-the-top, A-grade summer blockbuster hit movie, but 3 times. Each story arc is fantastic storyline that you can actually put into a movie. Let me give you an example. Remember the original Saints Row, the Rollers? The Rollers could have did that too. The Rollers was basically kind of like a Too Fast, Too Furious gameplay style, and it was fantastic, and it was really, really worth checking out. Overall, though, Saints Row 2 is very well done. The graphics are good, the gameplay is solid, and it's worth the price tag as well. With co-op play, a fantastic storyline, and plenty of stores to buy things, and just about everything is just way better than that of the original Saints Row. The game belongs in your collection. That being said as well too, for a price tag of less than $20, you need to go ahead and pick up Saints Row, the original version as well, for the complete experience.